Ladies and gentlemen, the Olympics aren't over, but the Dirty Mo break is. Back to the grind, back to the pod. Please understand that the gambling didn't stop.
I think it intensified.
I think it intensified. I think it did. Actually, today we had the best line ever. I'm your host, Steve Letarte. We got the professor. We got Tampa Timms. We got producer Trav. Today was, guys, taking a blind one on, what was it, water polo?
Yeah, the over.
And then he says, I hope nobody tailed me. And I said, I can't blind tail a blind bet. I'm like, that's like two blinds. Blind can't lead a blind.
I will say, though, Tim's and I on the water polo and 3-on-3 basketball, we've actually been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I will say my head exploded, Tampa, when you were like, you should bet the over on 3-on-3 basketball. I'm like, wait a minute. Don't they play to a score? It's not like by time. Like, what am I missing?
You would think. And when I said bet the over, that game did squeak the over. And then ever since then, I'm like, you know what? I should try these unders because this is looking way too high after watching that game.
I will say, though, you talk about it, they play to a certain score, and that actually makes it, I think, easier to do the over-under because a lot of the games for the men were like 37.5. I'm like 18-17, you still win. 21, like you can work the numbers better and get your over-under bets, I think.
It is entertaining to know 21 is the score. Like, they're racing at 21.
Russ, how's your Olympic betting been?
It's been a lot. It's been more than my wife would like. But yeah.
It's been a lot. Not good or bad, just a lot.
Russ is sending us Instagram videos with some tips on some bets, and I'll tell you what, the one cashing, I'm hoping the other one cashes, so well done.
I'm on it for sure. But
Me and Russ were at a party the other day, and he looked at me and goes, man, I hope my shot put bet pays off. And the other guy looked at me and goes, you two have a problem.
It did.
Not if it wins.
Yeah.
Me and Travis were sitting there watching something the first week, and he's throwing out these stats. He's throwing out players. I'm like, you don't know a single thing about this. Stop that. I'm like, you're the pro. You know
Can
nothing.
I tell you, though, I don't like the time change. It's killing me here. Killing me.
Why?
Because, like, right now I want to bet something. It's over, but there's nothing to bet.
No, but so here's the upside, though. Day betting is the best.
I have day working.
You can bet during the day. What do you mean work?
I wondered how far that one was going to go.
You can bet now for tomorrow.
Preseason football.
Listen, in 28, I can't wait when it's on LA. We're going to be the opposite. We're going to be able to, it's like chasing Hawaii every night. It's going to be so good.
Oh, yeah. Javelin throw.
I don't bet preseason football. Preseason football is awful.
So hear me out, though. I was looking at some numbers for Thursday's games. There's a lot of over-unders, like 30. There's a Panthers game's like 33.
And it's an under.
No, I think.
Last year, it was a historic, like the first 3 weeks. Dude, they're unders. Their starters won't even see the tunnel. Forget the field. They won't even see the tunnel.
Like the preseason, the Hall of Fame game sailed to the over.
That's the Hall of Fame game. Doesn't count. Can I be the first guy to say I don't like the new kickoff either? Here's why. It has nothing to do with the kickoff. I don't mind the kickoff. But you have to announce your onside kick. You can only do it in the fourth quarter. Like, what are we doing here?
That's my one. I hate that you have to declare the onside, but I do like that we're going to actually see the ball returned.
Yeah, but they still get tackled at the 20-yard line. I mean, it's not like
You're not
these
going to see the
breakaways.
ball returned.
I think you will once you get the starters out there, you get the playmakers back there. You're going to get a little more almost like plays with how they block. I think it's going to be better once you get the real guys out there.
Man, where'd you buy the Kool-Aid? Did they ship it right to your house? You have to go buy it at the store.
I don't. The NFL ain't paying me.
Well, you got a kicker, buddy? Or are you trying to like you? The only people who get rich off this right here are the kickers. If you could drop that thing at the dime or the 5, then you got something. Other than that, this is not better. Now, I'm not arguing the safety and the health. Like, there's no arguing that. Yeah, they're not running full speed, crashing into each other. I get it. I'm not saying we shouldn't do it, but just because we should, it doesn't mean I don't have to like it. I don't like vegetables. Still eat them. Water. I'd like to drink beer all day. Can't. I mean, there's a lot of sacrifices we make. Woo, coming in hot 2 weeks off. What do we got left for Olympics?
A few track and field events.
Weightlifting I'm on.
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking about taking Serbia plus the points.
What's the number?
Basketball.
16.5 is where I've seen it.
The thing is, if Jokic can play for the entire game, then they can. But the second he comes off the court, they suck.
I was telling Travis, in any of these sports like full soccer, full basketball, even golf, like they're just the same thing, just Olympics. I really couldn't get into.
Here's my other opinion. Olympics, check it out. Amateur for individuals. You must be a registered amateur to be an individual, and then professional team. So I think we should have 3-round or 2-round amateur events. I'm fine with 54 holes because we got to find a little time here, right? 54 holes, but you got to be an amateur. You can't have played professional golf anywhere. And then the professional team is like 3 players and some sort of like maybe you do it like college where you do an aggregate stroke play or something, or maybe you do like a 54-hole or a 36-hole Ryder Cup, 9-hole matches, or just a different way to. I didn't need to see 4 rounds of golf.
I don't want to see amateurs out there, but I also don't want to see.
I do. I want to see a +7.
But I also don't.
Bronze.
But I don't want to see some guy 12 strokes back out there golfing. Just they need to then go match up. Like you can't go stroke play at the end. I don't think.
Or maybe what we should do is we should do like 18 or 36 hole seeding round, take a day or 2 off to rest, and then go into a medal play 9-hole bracket. And like roll this thing something. I need something different than another. Like, guess what? Hey, guys, big stretch here. So what we did is we let every country bring a couple guys. And if you had a lot of guys, you could bring up to 4. And guess what? The number 1 player in the world, because remember we ranked the world, a.k.a. the Olympics, he still won. Like,
he's good.
He's good. There you go, guys. Ship it. Title of the podcast. He's good. Well, speaking of he's good, let's head to Richmond. Big week. Richmond, statistically the best track for the Predictor. Only the Cup cars are there. There's another series, but it's not Xfinity, so only the Cup cars are there. Professor's a little mad at me about this. When do the trucks run, Professor?
Saturday night.
How are you going to make dinner?
I got guys.
I got guys.
I got people.
I got people.
I wouldn't miss dinner with you at Richmond for sure.
That's what I'm talking about. It's a special place, too. We tell you where, but we're afraid the crowds will come out to see the Professor, so we're going to have to keep it quiet.
We're not going to the basement.
Let's have
this
it,
year,
Predictor.
Though, don't worry.
Hold on. Before we get to the model, 2 tires, Steve.
Prime and option, technically 3 and wets. Don't let your head explode. First time in a points-paying event, there's a prime tire, which is the same tire they'll run at Richmond forever. But then the teams have 2 sets of options, basically softer tires. We don't know exactly what they're going to look like because we should see this in practice. But they're going to have more grip, overall more speed, but for shorter duration. You know, it's kind of like picture the 100-yard dash versus the mile. That's the concept of this, right? You can't run at 100-yard dash speed for a mile because you just run out of air. Well, it's the same way with these tires, right? You put the soft tires on there, they come out of the blocks like you're running the 100, and then at some point in your lap, you know, some 10, 15, 20 laps in, they lose grip dramatically, and the prime tire that came out of the blocks a little slower kind of overtakes. It's a tortoise and the hare. That's what we have. Every team has 2 sets of them. They can put them on whenever they want. They can't mix and match. So when you change them, you got to change 4. But it's going to be interesting. I think if there's not a lot of yellows, it's pretty straightforward. But if you start to see some yellows, it's going to get mind-boggling on how these tires may be used, which could totally upset the results. So it is worth discussing. For sure, whoever Chopper bets on is going to run out of soft tires and get beat on the primes, and I'm going to have to hear it all week about this tire option. That's going to be the talking point on the golf course for all next week.
You let me know. I fade him.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So, Russ, what's the model then say?
So the model, Christopher Bell this week on top, but not far behind is Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Larson.
Well, can we? How do we take Christopher Bell into account with his poor crew chief at home with 2 busted up knees? Well,
you tell us, Steve. You're the crew chief.
Broke both knees.
Well, I don't. Yeah, tendon. It wasn't good. Whatever it was. On a serious note, we hope old Adam is healing up. Freak incident. He's going to miss a few weeks, I think. Sounds like, you know, he's had some surgery. He's bouncing back, but I don't think he can travel. anytime soon. So we'll see how long he's out. I do back to the tire conversation. Look, I do think there is a loss when you're. So I think a crew chief would do a great job up in the suites overlooking the race because it's still live. But from a distance, pit road opens really early at Richmond in the middle of 3 and 4. I do think it's going to hurt a little bit not having your guy there. Like, I just think there's a reason they're all there. How about that? There's a reason the crew chiefs don't stay at home and call it off computers. So I don't think it's going to sway it a whole lot, but just since I didn't, then he jumped at the top of the predictor, so then I had to bring it up.
Well, the predictor didn't take into account that his crew chief is not.
Wait, there's a flaw in the algorithm?
It's not a flaw. We don't know that it's going to flaw yet. Maybe this crew chief's better. What do you think of that?
The same crew chief's making the decision. He's just making it from Huntersville.
Okay, so then it shouldn't matter, right? That's what you just said?
It shouldn't matter. I actually think – so here's the real truth. It shouldn't matter for the win.
Could it matter, Steve, though? What if late pit and the call is 4, but you want to make a change because of what other people are doing? Is that where you could see it because the slight delay?
Yeah. I mean, I think they'll be fine. They have enough technology anymore that they're going to be fine. Crew chiefs get suspended so much that they get this all worked out. But it's worth bringing up. Let me have the top 5 again.
Bell, Hamlin, Blaney, Elliott, Larson.
So Vegas kind of agrees with you. Big difference for Vegas is you can get Elliott at 13-1 and Blaney at 11-1. They love Truex more than you. I was a little surprised you didn't have Truex higher.
Holy cow. Do you feel okay, Russ?
But just look at his recent results is where he got knocked down for me. Like his last top 5 was Kansas in May.
That is painful.
Ooh, wow.
Like he's been good here at Richmond, but you also have to run well recently. So he's in tier 2. He's not far behind. Don't worry.
Let's hear tier 2.
Reddick, Truex, Byron, Logano, and Keselowski, tier 2. You like that?
I like Reddick, Keselowski. How about, man, you don't have Buescher? How about Buescher, the winner?
coming.
A year ago he won, and you don't even have him in the first 2 tiers.
Better odds than Keselowski this week to win.
Well, Buescher hasn't been very good this week either. And he's going to be points racing.
This week he hasn't even made a lap.
No, I meant lately. Lately, sorry.
No, he has been. I agree with that. A little off lately. All right. Then you got Ross the Boss, Buescher, Wallace, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman. No respect for Alex Bowman.
0.
I think there's a little bit of sensitivity putting him back there, 16th.
What about Ross? You and Vegas have a slight disagreement there.
Ross has been awful lately.
And you have but you have him higher than Vegas, though.
Oh, well, he's not very good at Richmond, but I don't know why they have him that low.
Trying to get some action on him.
Yeah.
That's like the big jumbo slot machine. They're just trying to take your money.
Well, and if you look
It's enticing.
after Ross and the next driver, there's a big jump. And Vegas.
Yeah, fact.
Ooh, yeah.
Like Ross ran well here in 22 and 23. He ran pretty well at Richmond. So I don't think he's that terrible, but again, he's points racing again too. So
what's interesting is, there's some big names with some longer odds than normal. I mean, Byron is 20-1. When's the next time you're going to get Byron at 20-1? Mm-hmm. I mean, right now, is he not the best value bet on the board? Well, I guess Keselowski technically would be up there too.
Yeah, I think Byron, Keselowski, maybe
They
Reddick.
finally have Ty Gibbs down to. Yeah, Ty Gibbs is down to earth. I don't like him this weekend, but 22-1's more where I'd like to see him.
Fair.
So Stevie, we have more practice this week. Is that going to help us or not because of the option
45
time?
minutes, but with the 2 sets of tires, I don't know if you're going to be able to get a whole lot more done because that's going to have to be your priority. And it's still from pit road. It's still not, you know what I mean? While it's more practice, you don't really have more tires. You have one set of primes and one set of options. So I would say you're still looking to make 220-lap runs would be like the perfect scenario.
What's weather looking like? Will we get practice in?
I think it's supposed to be out there by Saturday is the claim.
Let's hear Tier 4.
Oh, yes. Please, ladies and gentlemen, roll the carpet out. Here it is. Tier 4. The professor says...
McDowell, Suarez, now a new Tier 4 Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, and Todd Gilliland. Tier 4 Kyle Busch. I like the guy. He's been great at
We got to have a
Richmond,
serious
but-
conversation. We're coming off 2 weeks, man. He's been over in Italy, living it up with the fam. He's got to come back in a good mental state.
What about his wrist?
I don't know what that mental state's like, the physical state.
What's wrong with his wrist?
There's the photo of him with some sort of brace or cast on, and you saw him getting out of the car, and he wasn't using his wrist in his last race. Is he good? Is he 100%?
I mean, I don't know.
Just saying.
I could tell you the predictor didn't take that into account either.
What,
So
the
he's
Predictor doesn't
he's
have to.
tier 4 with 2 good wrists.
Austin
Like,
Dillon
look
might
at
be
his last
cracking
10
it.
races. He's
I
got
know it's
one-
awful. I'd love to say it, but it's awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's hear it. Where are you at, Tampa? Let's see where you're putting your money. I
I
know you've been
mean-
sweating this.
Yeah, listen, any of these top guys I could bet, right? But I mean, Denny has the best average finish here at Richmond, best average finish on short tracks. He won in the spring. I don't know how you don't have him on your card. Now the negative is he's been awful. What, the last 6-7 races, Trav? You have a stat from I think Russ.
I have a stat via Russ. Last 7 races, average finish 23rd, worst since 2013.
Yeah, that's a negative. But I mean, 2 weeks off. I mean, this is a race.
He was on the
you
boat with
guys are-
MJ. I saw that on Twitter.
Oof.
There was no wrist brace or nothing on this one. Maybe the
Yeah.
flu game.
Yeah, he's on my card for sure. I mean, I don't care. He's the favorite. He's on my card for sure. And 6-1, I actually thought he was gonna be like 450, 400. So I mean, I'm kind of happy about this.
I think you want to get him early.
Yeah, I'm fine with
You
this
ask
number.
what happens if he goes. Although he's not a great practicer, he kind of Jimmy Jacks around in practice. But
Yeah, I don't know. I still think it ain't going that far. And then I have Joey Logano 13-1. I just like how he is here. I think the books have him priced pretty accordingly, so I don't love that. I'd wait for him, but he puts it on the pole. I don't know.
he's going to qualify well.
Yeah. So
I have a question for you, Timms and Steve. With the drivers that need to point their way or need to win to get in versus drivers that are racing for points, how does that impact the betting going forward? We got 4 more races left.
I really don't think it matters here. There's just not a lot of options. I mean, the tires are going to make a little bit of a conversation, but the simple fact is there's really next week at Michigan, I can see 2 tires staying out, fuel mileage. Daytona will be, but here in Darlington, which are 2 of the 4 left, it's tire wear, put on your big boy pants and have good cars. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to be silly, but there's just not much you can do. You're either good enough or you're not. Now at Michigan, you could put yourself in position with some strategy calls, but I just don't see it here. I know we still have the soft tire or the prime and option tires, but I don't think that's going to change it dramatically. It should make it more entertaining, but I don't think it's going to change who's up front. My point is, Truex or Hamlin, one of them may be on the wrong tire at the wrong time, and that may determine who runs well between the 2 of them. But I don't believe you're going to get a Chase Briscoe Hail Mary on the option tire at the perfect time. I just don't see that happening. I could be wrong, but I don't see it happening. Professor, you agree?
I hate it, but I do agree with you. There's not going to be a big surprise winner. Like the biggest surprise we've had there is Bowman's actually won there, back in the day when he had a pit late.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, Trav, though, I mean, I'm going to have Hamlin on my card, but anyone from Logano, Truex, Bell, Larson, Chase, I mean, I can't talk you off that right now. I'd see how they practice and qualify, maybe even see how they race in stage 1, go from there. But if you're not Denny Hamlin, I'm not, like, loving a pre-race win bet, to be honest with you.
What I find fascinating is we have 17 guys at minus money, one guy at even money, and then it jumps to 3-1 in the top 10s. Like, it's a crazy lineup.
What about like a Busher who's kind of points racing? Like, is there anything like you would do to be safe for like a good finish that you might not do if you have a win? Like go the opposite way, like take a win away from yourself?
The only way I think you could take a win away from yourself is if you decided to put your option tires on if there's a short sprint to the end of the stage and you wanted to come get points. You know, I could see something like that. But I don't think anybody's going to do that. I don't think anybody is in a stressful enough point situation where they think that's a problem.
Speaking of Denny Timms, would top 3 be of any interest to you?
It would. If he's going to be up there, it's going to be top 3. If you but I'm sprinkling someone to win no matter what.
Steve, you're shaking your head. No.
I would only bet the win.
Why?
Because it's like plus 170 for a top 3. I just don't.
So it's a math reason.
Yeah, it's a math reason. I mean, he easily could run top 3. Speaking of over-unders, let's just jump right over there. Daniel Suarez over under 22.5. Let's get right into the ones that make everybody uncomfortable. Let's talk about them. Am I the real jerk to say the over here? Predictor has him 18th.
I would lean over, but it's not my favorite one.
Hamlin 3.5. We just talked about. How about Cindric 21.5? I like the over there better than the over with Suarez.
Yeah,
Suarez is a newlywed, man, coming right off the big Brazil win. He won in the NASCAR Brazil Series. I didn't get the Kyle Busch wrist brace, but I did see the Brazil Series.
his wife spotted for him, I think.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Reddick 10.5.
I like that. Plus money. I don't think he's good here, is he, Russ?
He didn't used to be, but he's been decent lately.
Is
Like
decent, like
he
a
was
single digit.
10th
finish?
in the spring, but he led 81 laps here in this race last year from the pole. Finished first
Where'd he
in third
finish?
stages. He had a commitment line violation. Relegated him to 16th.
You know what that
Okay.
would do? That would relegate a win to you, Tampa.
That's a win. Plus 120, I'll take that.
I have to agree.
He's been super good lately, though.
He has.
Yeah, but he's cooled off, man. 2 weeks off. No, I don't
He
know
got
that to be
married.
true. It is going to be interesting to see what the break does, though. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but it's like halftime at football games changes it.
That's why I told Travis it's going to be a light week. I don't know.
Yeah, Timms tells me, think about a light week, and then as he starts doing more prep and talking, he's already got a few, and I'm like, we haven't even gotten to Steve talking you into a few bets yet. This is not going to be a light week.
The bet on the board is Reddick and Brad K both over 10.5. It's plus money. They're both not going to run inside the top 10. That would be my opinion.
No, I would say they're both in the top 10.
So if you bet $10 on each, let's be honest. If you bet $100 on each, you'd win 120 or 125. You only got to get one of them right to be positive. Oh yeah, that's the bet.
Love it.
Then I would parlay them together for a top 10 and really mess with the stats.
So
I would
here's
take
my
the potential $25 profit and I'd put that in the two-way parlay top 10 just to see what happens, and I'd have a whole bunch of action.
Here's my Tampa Timms sweat. You ready? I love the Brad over 10.5, but then I also love him and Busher top 10 plus 150, and only one's got to win, and I am all about it. And the only guy that could this up for me is Chris Busher. So I think that's going to be my angle for. Are they going to be? They're going to be from 6th to 10th to 12th, 13th, and I'm going to be all about that battle. So Steve, you better have a camera on that.
I can't wait.
Steve, who did you want to parlay top tens?
Reddick and Kez. You're only going to get about even money.
Plus 154. So let me ask you this. So Tampa Timms is in this like weird hedge space, which he's usually anti. Like,
I was going to say, who is this guy?
yeah, this is not how he usually operates. I'm a little confused. But could you take Keselowski, bet him over 10.5, and then maybe bet him top 5? Like, what's the odds that he finishes 6, 7, 8, 9,
High.
10?
Very high.
Very?
Yeah. Now, if I could have over 5 or at minus 200, I would take it.
We need alt lines.
We need alt lines.
Oh, I would love if they'd offer alt lines in NASCAR.
I can't get behind this. All I've been asking for is consistent bettings, and now you it's alt lines.
Listen, I've been looking at some win totals for football, and there's some of the alt lines are.
Can we get into win totals?
We will.
I am so itching to get here.
We'll get there. What about matchups?
To be honest, the only one I like is Hendrick over JGR, but I don't even know if I'll bet it. The plus 180 is why I liked it. But this is a Toyota track, though.
It is.
That's the tough part. I mean, you're taking it and hoping something happens, or you hope Larson or Elliott or Byron gets up there and knocks one off. But
okay, you're in a hedge space. Do you then take Toyota to win at plus 110?
I just plus 110 is not enough for me to actually do it.
Wait a second. Let's go back to the matchups real quick. I like 23-11 as the dog against RFK. I'm not like, I don't know who's going to outrun who, but that should be like a heads-up bet. Like, I don't think they should be a dog.
Listen, we've had a tough 4 weeks before the break. We need to just make a profit. That's what we just got to do. Got to get.
All right,
in the
if you're
green.
looking to make a profit, here's what I would bet.
I got the pen going.
I don't know. I don't know which side of the Legacy Spire one I would take.
I
would almost take Spire just because it's 3 cars.
I did way too much research on these two.
I think I would take Spire just because there's 3 cars. It's 3 against 2.
Am I crazy that Zane Smith's been running a lot better and he could be the difference maker?
Fact.
I think I'm overthinking it.
I think Spire's the bet there against Legacy.
All right, going to put some ungodly money on that.
Well, I mean, look, let's just talk about this. Let's talk about Carson Hocevar heads up against Nemechek.
Yeah, I would take Hocevar.
Okay.
I think that's who it comes down to. I don't think Eric Jones. The back injury is the back injury. We all know that. Our stance on that.
Jones is down at 30. Like, I think Spire over Legacy. I can't touch the JGR Hendrick unless you want to put a bet on Hendrick at plus 180. I can't give minus 220 against Hendrick.
No.
Never, ever, ever. Trackhouse and RCR Timms. I can't believe you're not on that.
I mean, it's already in, but I mean, I can't circle it. I can't harp on the guy every week. Austin Dillon said there's a lot of changes coming. I can't wait to see it, and I hope it's a retirement announcement.
2 weeks off has not softened the wounds.
Oh yeah.
Truex versus Bell, no thanks. Hamlin versus Larson, no thanks. Hamlin's a huge favorite. Logano, I mean, listen, we'll say Larson at plus 165 over Hamlin is plus 165 for Larson to beat one guy. I mean, he should be plus money with Denny's numbers here. I don't think it's way off. I was thinking plus 120, plus 130. If you can really get plus 165, I think you're going to have to take that. Let's talk about some of these other ones I'm interested in. Blaney Bowman. Oh, I hate the professor's frozen because right now he'd be so mad at this.
Plus 115.
No, we got no professor.
I'm taking Blaney every day.
I mean, that's why I brought it up. As much as I love my man Bowman, Oh, by the way, crew chief of the 48, he's coming to dinner in Phoenix also. Saw him in Indy. Got that lined up. I mean, I think it's disrespectful not to take Blaney. I mean, Blaney runs. He used to stink here, and then all of a sudden he figured it out and he was great here.
Well, remember, he won at Iowa.
Yes.
He was really good at Gateway.
All he needed was about that much more fuel.
Yeah. So those are two tracks we compare him to. So
I have to agree. I like Blaney. Rested and recharged. Winning team, we're not interested. Double top 10s. Anything else? What else we got to talk about?
What about top Ford?
Oh,
Where the hell
I
is
circled
top Ford?
Barry
I don't have top Ford.
you have to scroll
way
down.
down there.
Huh?
I circled Josh Berry, but I'll be honest. I think Logano, Buescher, and Keselowski are going to be tough to beat, and I don't think 700s is large enough. So I had a
Where
second
y'all
thought.
seeing this?
On the sheet.
Keep scrolling down.
I'm looking at the sheet. How far down is it?
It's right there.
Next to the truck
Right-
odds.
Right under top Toyota.
I don't have trucks either.
I know, because there are no trucks. That was a joke thing.
I got nothing. I got no top Toyota. I got no top Ford. I got nothing.
Go to top manufacturer.
Yeah, I got Toyota, Chevy, Ford. That's it.
Ooh.
What?
I got an old sheet.
No, yeah, the sheet.
For sure, that's what he's got.
No, because
All
he's
right,
looking
listen.
at he's looking at the other bets, so he's got to have the right sheet.
Oh no, I'm in a different complete sheet. I was in a non-SharePoint sheet.
Oh, yeah.
I sent out an email about that.
It wasn't even a text.
Man, this one's highlighted all kinds of.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
I feel like y'all have been in some sort of club and didn't invite me. There's groups. There's everything on here. I got a whole new book.
Oh, my God.
Start the show over.
What about Steve's his favorite bet last year? Not so much this year. Stage 1 or 2 and win the race.
It's defeated this year when I've taken it.
This is a track that it happens, folks.
460 for stage 1, 330 for stage 2.
I bet it last time. Big old loss. Oh no, that was drivers to not complete 200 laps. I'm sorry, that's my bad. That's the other.
So
one.
it hasn't happened here since 2020.
Wait a minute. Hold on. It hasn't happened here since I thought we were going to get like 2007, 2010, since 2020.
Well, that's a long time ago, bud. That's a different car generation ago.
Yeah.
It's different tire compounds ago.
Okay. Man, there's a whole new set of bets on here. I'm so interested.
So what do you think about Top Ford?
Now that I can see it. I tell you, you can laugh at me. I don't hate the Barry bet.
He's going to talk Tim's into it. I know it.
I mean, I did circle it,
Here we go.
but oh man, I
How's
just think he's the
Gregson run
fourth
here?
best.
So the thing is, I like Barry too. He's been really good here. He was good at Gateway, and he was good at Iowa, right?
There's good and there's finishing ahead of Logano, Blaney, Kez, and Buescher, though.
Yeah, I didn't even include Blaney on that.
He was good at New Hampshire, 3rd at New Hampshire, 7th at Iowa.
When's the last time? Has he ever been top Ford this year?
Oh, good question. We're not gonna get that one out of the old ivories anytime soon. That one's gonna take some computing power.
Like, it doesn't matter how good he runs. Has he ran ahead of these guys before? I don't care if he comes in fifth.
Trav hasn't taken 2 weeks off. He's coming back on full fire.
We'll be at El Toro while you get that answer.
I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you right now that if my wife picks him up and that little comes home empty-handed, he's never met me. I want some tacos or something.
That'd be great right now.
I would
Think
kill for
about that.
tacos. A margarita.
A nice margarita, yeah.
I don't like tequila. I don't do margaritas.
What?
Really?
No.
Oh,
I do tequila once every 10 years.
Oh, I do tequila once every other day.
Is it vodka?
If I do liquor, it's vodka.
Yeah.
An occasional spiced rum and Coke, like a little Captain Morgan.
Love to set
I can get down
sail.
with that.
I don't do any bourbon.
So
No
Barry
point
has
on
not
anything.
been the best Ford this year.
There you go.
No point in betting it, Tim's. I'm telling it right now.
Yeah, I'm staying strong. I'm staying strong this
Now,
week.
Noah
When it
Gregson
hits,
at
I'll be
40 to
very
1.
pissed.
Yeah, at least that number is something that it's worth throwing in. If it hits, it hits.
I find the
go-
Fords the most interesting manufacturer to bet top manufacturer. I think there's a lot of fluctuation. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's
There's
the
a lot.
only one I target.
Listen, I'm just going to be honest. Let me go on my rant for a minute. I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know who's going to run well. It's the same people we expect to run well. It's the same 5 or 6 cars that are going to haul ass. There's this new tire that throws a wrinkle in it. They've been off for 2 weeks. It's throwing a wrinkle in it, and I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. I'm in a bad racing, gambling, talking mood. I never thought I'd be able to say I was not in a grumpy mood to talk betting, but I'm in a bad mood to talk gambling.
All right, then, Tim's, what is your bet of the week right now?
It is the Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski, both top 10 at plus 150.
He loves a sweat.
Can I throw out? I'm going with the Trackhouse of RCR at minus 130. Just want to
What a
bet.
bet. I like it. But hey, Austin Dillon, this is the race. He changed crew chiefs. So, second time they're going back, watch out. Could run 25th.
This is not
You
a
have
bad
an eerie
track
amount of
for Austin.
Austin Dillon information.
This is
that
not
right?
a bad track for him.
It is not.
I don't think Chastain and Suarez do well this weekend.
Trackhouse is slowing down a little.
And maybe Kyle has, I mean, he's maybe hurt, maybe not. I don't know. That's kind of what's holding me off of it.
I think it's. Can you imagine? What if he won with the wrist brace on? Little wounded golfer look.
He did win a championship after a broken leg and ankle. So
Should we? Are we good? Should we bring up our
Yes.
our new
Yes.
our new NFL? We're not going to go deep dive NFL today, but
Deep nothing. I'm so ready.
but give us the one bet that you text us and we were all like in.
Okay. Well, hold on. I got to see which one that is because I got 7 of them bet already.
The Chicago.
I got the Bears under 8.5. That's my
Yes.
absolute hammer bet of the preseason for the NFL.
I can't believe this. It's plus money.
Yeah. Oh, it's plus money.
How? I mean, I'm happy.
have you watched the Hard Knocks episode 1?
I
It's
have
with the
not.
Bears, and let me tell you. I mean, Caleb Williams looks good, but well, I wouldn't say looks good. They showed a lot of his lowlights and none of his highlights. So, just saying, 8.5 looks really good under.
And he can play well, but you're in the division with the Packers, the Lions. Like, I just don't see it.
All right. Here's where I'm at. I got the Jets under 9.5.
Oh,
Because the Jets are all just because they're the
Okay.
Jets. I mean, they're the Jets.
Oh, that's
Like,
the
that's
Patriot
yeah,
hater talk.
I
So
forgot.
it could be a meteor that'll come out. I mean, no, not paid. I'm just saying the Jets are cursed. It's not like they're just cursed.
that is true.
So you're saying under 9.5 wins for the Jets?
Yeah. Yes. Plus money.
Okay. Next.
I have begrudgingly the Buffalo Bills over 10.5. 2 easy ones against the Pats. So that's a begrudgingly bet. I mean, that hurts me to even say, but I've played.
Surprised you going in the division. I'm
What's
surprised
that?
you going against your guys in the division.
Well, man, listen, I have Patriots over 4.5 just to throw away some money.
They can win 5.
I
They can
like
win
that.
5.
No, I don't think that's a throwaway. I think that's doable.
I have the lock of the century. This is almost as important as the Jets. I have the Carolina Panthers under 5.5 wins.
Yeah, we already.
That's a lock. They don't have more than 3 on that schedule.
The Jets could play the Panthers every week, yet they still wouldn't hit their overs.
We
I don't even know how that's possible mathematically, but it could happen.
Tim's and I bet that, I think, like 2 months ago.
Yeah, the line really hasn't
The
changed.
Bears under was another one I liked. I liked the Bears under. I want the Dolphins over with the new Tyreek Hill contract.
What is it?
Oh, man, he just got paid, I don't know, almost enough for his 11th kid or whatever they just found that he had.
That's the biggest war in life.
Dude, it's serious. But that's another division. I mean, you're talking the Dolphins.
You got the whole division.
Well, think about this.
That's the only reason why I'm not taking the Dolphins over is because I got to have the Bills beat the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm gonna. I can't get the week. I don't know the schedule in front of me, but I can't get to week 14 and be like, I need both of these teams to win that are playing each other. Like I can't have that.
And your luck, it'll be a tie.
No, here's what's gonna happen. I already know what's gonna happen. Write this down. When the Pats will play Buffalo in like week 15 or 16, I'm sure it is. And the Pats will win, and I should be happy, but it'll only be their 4th win, so I'll lose my Pats, and it will cut the Bills, and I'll lose both bets. And I'll be emotionally scorned. I won't even know what to do. Tick, 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 tick. Get your college football studying done. We're going to do a little pro football studying. Leave the NASCAR studying up to us. We got Richmond this weekend, big Predictor weekend. All right, Professor, give us your top 5 again. We're going to end the pod with the top 5. Let's hear it.
Bell, Hamlin, Blaney, Elliott, Larson.
There you have it. You heard it. In Tampa Timms, your bet of the week?
Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski, both to finish in the top 10.
It's also a sweat of the week.
That is the Tampa Timms sweat of the week. Guys, it's going to be a good time. NASCAR returns. Cup Series only. No Xfinity this week. Sunday night, Richmond. Get all your bets in. May all your bets pay off.